are listening to The Radiator, and now begins Rocket Shop Radio Hour. I am your host, Abby BK, and with us in the studio today, we have Jacob Green.
Hello.
Hello, with special guest White Wolf over here on our left. How are you both?
Doing
Jacob, you
good.
were here
Doing good.
2 years ago
That's
in the
right.
studio. So we're excited to have you back and learn what you've been up to since.
Oh, jeez. If I can remember.
Yeah, right?
It's been good. Good productive 2 years, I think.
Yeah, but just to start out, I'd love to learn more about how you two met each other and came to be playing together. Because I don't believe White
believe-
Wolf has been here before.
No, he hasn't. And we kind of met through a musician we no longer play with. But I think the first time we really played together was the Dixville Notch
Oh, yeah.
6 years ago. This is in Colebrook, New Hampshire, which we've been playing that. We played it the last 2 or 3 summers together. So that's a fun festival. But yeah, kind of just through local musicians. And what I normally do too when I'm by myself, I play harmonica as well. But like what Wolf does, he takes it to a whole nother level. So I just think he complements the style of my music like pretty perfectly. So
Yeah,
it's a good combination. Glad to have found him.
right.
And yeah, we've been playing a lot together this summer. So a lot of recordings.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, definitely.
I like slide,
Yeah.
Yeah.
playing
Yeah.
with slide people. And I've done it in Maine. Oh, God, down in Massachusetts. But Jacob and I work well together, I got to say.
Very fun.
Yeah.
So what are each of your individual backgrounds in music, taking it way back? And what were your earliest inspirations?
Wow.
Well, I actually used to play orchestra. Play orchestra. I was in orchestra. Used to play violin in school, but I was really not motivated to do it, and I wasn't into classical music. So I guess that kind of taught me the basics in a way. But when I was in high school, I was really into punk rock and got my first electric guitar, 14 years old, something like that. But I don't think I didn't start playing music kind of seriously till I was about 20, 21. That's when I got acoustic guitar and slide guitar, and just kind of been doing the roots thing ever since. So I'm almost 40, so
Yeah,
that
so
gives
you've
you a little
gone through
perspective.
a lot of the styles. That's interesting.
Yeah, and I used to just travel around the country aimlessly before I lived here, so that kind of influenced, and that was the inspiration itself. Just kind
Right.
of for the sake of inspiration, just traveling to be inspired, I suppose.
Hmm.
That's a little bit of my story. Wolf, he's later in life didn't start playing.
Yeah, what's
Oh,
your
yeah.
story?
Well, I've been around. Let's see. First bit. Well, used to listen to classical music. J.S. Bach comes to mind. Toccata and Fugue. I love that piece. And how the harp came in. Well, I'm a backpacker in the old days. And it's the easiest thing to take on a backpack. And it wasn't too much at first, just a lot of tunes in my head. Nobody ever taught me. I never read anything about it. It's just I had to figure it out
Mm.
and work out the scale and all that. And usually I'd just grab listen to the radio. And I'm like, I only had one harp back then because I had no idea how it worked. And yeah, I expanded as I learned as I went along. And I ran into people like Shirley Lewis out of Boston, Queen of the Blues down there, and found out that we had quite a history together. I had no idea. My father was a minister, and of course brought up in gospel blues type of territory. That's where I got my territory. And she said, yeah, I met your father when I was a teenager.
Wow.
And I was with the Lewis Family Gospel Singers. We went to his church, and we sang there. And I was very impressed with your father. And I'm like, well, this is before I'm born. So I had no idea.
Mm.
But I played with her for a good while in Boston area. And then I went out west to Colorado, played out in Durango with the Kirk James Blues Band. We had a blast out there, did the Four Corners and stuff like that. Yeah, came back to Boston, did a little bit around there, played with some other ones. Walter Bear's Marimba was one. He was the first one I really played with a slide, and I really enjoyed him. He liked to get very sticky and swampy-like.
Muddy.
I'd appreciate that.
Well, and Wolf is a bit of like a local legend out in his parts. So he's played with so many bands. Like,
Jeez.
just shows up to the gig and have him come on stage. Like, he's the ultimate special guest in
Heck
his
yeah.
area for sure.
Yeah.
Which he lives in New Hampshire actually, but
Okay.
yeah, regionally he's played with a lot of bands.
Yeah, I played like almost 10 years over in Maine at a festival over there. It was really good. And over in Harmony, Maine, it was Freedom Field. And I played with Dan Hudson over there. He played a regular type of stuff. Every now and then he'd drag out a slide. And I'm like, I appreciate that. Thank you. And had a good time over there. Played with a whole bunch of bands. Like when I played with him, then the next band, can you sit in with us? Sometimes I took it way over. And then the next band would come in, please play with us. I'm like, oh my Lord.
Overbooking
Yeah.
yourself.
I burned myself out.
Yeah.
Well, you don't always find the best harp players in the harmonica, so
Yeah.
it's easy to blend in, and he's really good at it, I think.
Yeah, definitely. So
I'd
obviously
say.
you're performing blues and roots music,
Yeah.
but when you're listening to music, do you still have a diverse music taste in terms of what you listen to, or do you think that
yeah.
you listen to the one genre?
I listen to a little bit of everything. I mean, I just put in Toots of the Maytals, that's reggae, in my car before
Nice.
we came here, and then I was listening to Brent Cobb. He's like a singer-songwriter, but I listen to a little bit of everything. I guess like older stuff. You know, I really love soul music, like Al Green, Donny Hathaway, stuff like that. And then classic rock. I guess I love like CCR, Doors, Hendrix, things of this nature. But it's kind of like to me, music's all like a mood thing. It's like, what do I feel like listening today? And what we were kind of talking about earlier, I'm like addicted to finding new music, so
Yeah.
always looking for something new. And I guess I'm always looking for like swampy, soulful blues stuff. But I'll listen to almost anything,
Yeah. Do you feel like listening to those different genres kind of keeps the creative juices flowing, and like does it bring like an inspiration to you, I guess, like in a different way is my question.
Yeah, I think diversity in itself can just influence you and inspire you to do, diverse things, with your own music, obviously. But it's funny because I have a lot of blues stuff, and overall, it's the most well received. So I think we've been kind of dipping into that territory more and more. But like I have all this other music that isn't as well received with the audience that we're attracting. So it's kind of like put on for a side project or something. So I mean, yeah, I guess one inspiration could inspire more swampy blues songs. Other stuff could be soulful folk ballads, but that might not be played quite as much or something, something like that, I guess. If that makes sense. But
Right.
I think it's definitely a must to have a diverse taste in music. But
Yeah.
what about you, Wolf?
Well,
I have musical ADD.
Yeah, what are you listening to these days?
well, who I used to listen to was what my brother did. And he was playing Junior Walker and the All-Stars. I love the sax, and I played with saxes before. And he got me into that. That was more of a soul type of thing. And kind of meshed everything together. Even listened to stuff like Captain Beefheart. He was quite the guy. Zappa was interesting, too. Yeah, I enjoyed them. But it's all mixed in.
Yeah.
And I got inspiration from other groups like progressive type of jazz. Mahavishnu Orchestra was in there, definitely. I've had a lot of good influences over the years.
Awesome. Well, we would love to hear one of your first songs. But before you do you just want to kind of give our listeners a brief overview of the instruments that you're playing and the setup that you
sure.
have here? Since I feel like it's pretty unique, and every time we love hearing you talk about the whole like one-man band and all that. So
Yeah.
take us through what people will be hearing once they start hearing it.
So I have a stomp box here. It's just made out of 2x4s and plywood, which give a little stomp there. And then I'm wearing a foot tambourine on my left foot, so that's my percussion. And then I switch off between different guitars. I have 2 different slide guitars and hollow body electric guitar. But this is actually a Magic Toast cigar box guitar, so the actual body is a Magic Toast cigar box. And this is a 4-string, which is made to play like a lap slide. And that's kind of the one-man band setup, doing percussion with your feet while switching off on different strings. And if I'm by myself, I'll play harp, not as well, but I'll play harp too. But
Well, you use a brace, so you can do so much with that.
yeah, right. When I'm trying to play multiple things at once, it's like you can only do so much. But yeah, yeah, we really trying to go for like a rootsy, down home style. Like people have suggested to almost like do the kick drum and like an actual whatever snare. And I'm like, I'm kind of going for the stomping on the front porch
Right.
sound, not like an actual drum kit. Because we actually will play with a full band as well.
Oh, yeah.
So if I want the full band sound, we can get a bass and drummer most of the time. But
Right. Yeah. A different feel depending on the beat.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think like overall, this is kind of like what's more true to our sound or something. I don't know. The roots, the rootsiness.
The roots of the roots music. All right. Well, what do you have for us? What would you like to play first?
This is kind of like our local song in a way. It's called the Green Mountain Blues. And this song, it started with a line came to my head. I said, when the winters are long, it makes a summer extra sweet. The winter is long, big as summer, it's sweet, the cold wind blows strong. You start to crave that heat every place that I roam. There's this little concrete in my Green Mountain home. It keeps me grounded in my feet, 'cause I've been down and blue. I've been out of tune. Green Mountain Blues. White Wolf.
Green Mountain Blues by Jacob Green.
That's it.
So tell us a little bit more about your writing process and also the collaboration process of adding in these different instruments and collaborating with each other as well.
Yeah, I've always just as far as writing the lyrics or songs go, I've just always been someone who never tried to like force a song, like never tried to just like sit down. Now we're gonna write it. So similar to like that song, usually a line or even a whole verse will come to my head, usually at a very inconvenient time when you're like driving or something. So, usually with the power of technology, I'll try to like record myself on like a voice recorder app or something, and then I'll come to it later. But, overall, that's how I write songs. Sometimes I'll write it on the instrument first, but usually overall it's like lyrics and melodies just come out of nowhere. Some would say that's like a download or something, like you're tapping into something. But and as far as the instruments goes, I actually kind of like will experiment with like just different, because they're all in different tunings. So like I'll sing it slightly different, or the feel for it slightly different. So there's been certain songs where I wrote like on this slide guitar, and it didn't really work out, and then I'll play it on a completely different guitar, different key, and it just makes more sense. And and then like I said, what Wolf does, I think he really complements the sound. Like it's almost like what I would want to hear if I tried to play it. Like he plays it better and like just knows exactly what to put on it. And to him, it's it's like riding a bike. It's like, oh yeah, I know this music. So I think we must both have like a love for this swampy slide harmonica stuff, because it's not too much of a task to collaborate, I suppose.
Well, I pretty much hear it, and what I've learned in the past, I just do it.
You make it sound so simple.
Yeah, well, it takes a
feel
while.
like
I'll give you that.
Yeah, I mean, it's
It's
if you were to
practice.
ask me like 15 years ago, I wouldn't probably be able to
Right.
play these instruments. And, yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I guess you get to a point. Same with the one-man band. It's like riding a bike. I don't have to really think about what foot is doing what, and
Yeah.
So
God, yeah.
Practice makes perfect. Well, we had a question from Bob about the Stomp Box. So
All right.
his secret question to me was that he would love to know do you have like different shoes that you wear,
yes.
and do they make different sounds, and like tell us about what the behind the scenes of that is like.
Well, so I've always just used Chuck Taylor's Converse because they're just like super light. Like I guess some people might want to use like a boot, so you're like really stomping on this thing.
Yeah.
But I find just like being that they're super light, I can just like play different rhythms like in a better way, so to speak. Kind of like the one we were just doing. It's more like a shuffle, so you can kind of just like move your feet easier as opposed to like clonky boots or something. But these are like I think my third or fourth pair of Chucks that I strictly use for stomping. Like I won't wear these out in public because most of them have they're the talking Chucks. They've come apart at the seams.
Yeah, you got to keep your
At the
stomping
bottom.
shoes for stomping.
Yeah, no, they're strictly stomping shoes.
Strictly, yes. So when you're collaborating with the full band, how much do you like communicate maybe what you hear in your brain or what you play in the one-man band to like the other musicians that you collaborate with, or do you tend to kind of just give them the creative freedom to add in what they are feeling?
It's a little bit of both. I
Yeah.
think a lot of the songs, like what we're doing tonight, it's kind of just like an enhanced version. It's like you just add a bass and drummer to what we're already doing. I mean, I don't have to stomp, which is easier on me. So it's kind of like we just like make it a more enhanced version of the sound, that's what a lot of the studio stuff we do is usually the full band. But then we have other full band songs, like we have a lead guitar player where he can kind of just improvise and do whatever he feels to the song. And he'll do a little bit more lead as opposed to when we're doing the more slide stuff, it's pretty much Wolf is all the lead.
Right.
Gotcha.
And it's I mean I think most of what we put out is like a full band version of this, but this is really convenient, for doing stuff like this or just gigs in general. So
Yeah.
try to get the band together for like the bigger stuff or the outdoor shows and whatnot. But
Right.
Yeah, I like the festivals.
yeah,
Yeah. I did 5 years at Jerry Jam, but it got too big.
Mm.
And it just wasn't the nice little festival anymore.
Yeah.
It wasn't down home type of stuff, And I mean, people would come in the area that, maybe we'd get like in the beginning, maybe like, 2,000-3,000 people. But toward the end, my Lord,
yeah, it's crazy now.
all the other festivals down south began closing up
Mm.
because they got too big.
Wow.
So everybody came up to Jerry Jam,
Mm-hmm.
and 8,000 people, and what I heard, that's nuts.
Yeah.
And they're out in this part of the country where they're bigger than the town.
Yeah,
And the
that's right.
surrounding towns are out there,
So it's
too.
temporarily a town for the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
that's pretty much why I
large-
went to Maine. It was nice, very comfortable over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I played with a lot. It was a musician's field, it really was.
Yeah.
We'd start out with one group from Burlington here, and they'd mix it up on one tune with Portland guys, and then we'd have someone coming in from Boston. It was really neat, and one song went over, and it went over like a half an hour.
Oh my gosh.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it
Good
was just
jam.
morphing into something else.
Very cool.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Really was.
Yeah. So in terms of like where you're gigging here in Vermont, where have been your favorite spots and where do you tend to keep going back to?
Oh man, it's hard to kind of pinpoint. I've been playing Long Trail Brewing a lot this summer, which is like the other. I used to do Switchback quite a bit, but I got to do a cool the Burlington City Arts right in the
Mm-hmm.
what is it, the Church Street Park there,
Yeah.
their concert series. So that's always a
Nice.
pleasure. The Dixville Notch, if you've ever been there, it's just like a beautiful area. Like
Oh, yeah.
you're on the there's a river behind you. You're like literally in nature, just a beautiful scenery.
Yeah. That's my dentist. That's how we got in on that.
Yeah.
He
I love
found
that.
out I
Networking
played
101.
we got to do, and this is pretty. We got to open for G Love in February of this year, so that was in Stowe. So that was pretty cool. He's a pretty cool guy. We didn't get to hang out with him that much, but that was just fun to do in general. But I guess Dixville, not definitely one of the favorites, but we're always aiming for bigger and better, But sometimes you get like stuck in this loop as a musician when you play so many places. It's just hard to find new ones because you're just so busy
Right.
doing the ones you do, which I can't complain about that, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice setting over there. It's kind of a craft fair type of thing, and
Oh,
music.
the Notch.
And there's usually like two other.
They have other
the
events at the
bands or something
Dixville
like
Notch.
that?
Oh yeah. There's 3 bands for the day.
Mm,
Yeah, it's technically the Arts and Craft and
Yeah.
Music Festival or
I
something.
got some nice stuff, I gotta say.
But yeah, we're trying to always, like I said, book bigger festivals or, again, be an opening act. Well, I got to play the Jeezum Crow 2 years ago. That was the biggest stage I've ever played on.
Oh, that was
At
great.
J Peak, they have the huge amphitheater and huge stage there, so that was awesome. So
Yeah.
The sound was wonderful.
and that's the whole thing. When you actually get on a big stage, the sound just is. When you're so used to playing bars and breweries, like it's a whole nother level. Like we just did we went down to Cape Cod almost a month ago and played Oktoberfest down there, and that was a ton of fun. So
Yeah.
5-hour drive, but
Worth it.
that was a long
That was
day.
a ways. Yeah.
We broke it up on the way back, but
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very, very busy down there.
yeah, I mean,
Lot of fun.
I like to think I enjoy. It's rare that I play a place that I don't like enjoy. That like I guess I wouldn't go back if I didn't enjoy it that much. But I guess it's hard to pick favorites sometimes.
Right.
I don't know.
It's always a pleasure to play. You enjoy playing music, of
Yeah.
course. So
When you're
no
well
bad
received,
venue. Yeah. Yeah.
I hope at this point in time, you've been playing long enough. You're like, I hope I'm well received somewhere. So, geez,
Right.
what am I doing here?
Yeah.
Well, this is what I do in retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Exactly.
used to be a National Park Service ranger
Oh wow.
down in Boston, and before that, I was with the National Forest Service out west. And I had my time with that. Had a good time with them, and I enjoyed federal service. I really did. Beginning with, I didn't enjoy it too much with the Army. That was I was a medic there,
Oh wow.
and got pretty busy.
Yeah. Now you get to relax and play music instead.
You could say the woods were your inspiration for first picking up the harp, right? You're on the trail,
Yeah.
nature.
Mm.
Oh, very much so. I was a reader of John Muir,
There you go.
and I definitely loved his stuff. I'm still a member of the Sierra Club, very environmentally conscious, and historically, of course, that was my background too. I was at the Adams houses, and that was in Charlestown, Massachusetts. Wow, we went through all over the city, the crazy stuff you see in a city too, and here you are, a National Park Service ranger, and you're like, oh, you're out in the woods. No, I am not.
Yeah.
I wish I was sometimes, but hey, you know, it's a good job. I really appreciated it. I really liked it.
Yeah.
And then, the Adams houses and stuff like that. Yeah, I got a relation there too. What do you know?
Yeah.
Something.
Full circle moment. Well, we would love to hear your second song. So,
All
what
right.
have you
well,
got?
Switch it up a little, and I'm doing a resonator slide guitar. Slow it down a little bit. This song's called Play Through the Pain. I guess you kind of usually hear that with like sports or something, like endurance. And it's kind of written about like emotional pain, but I think as a one-man band, it takes on a new meaning. Like I said, I'm almost 40, so sometimes my limbs hurt. We many times played through the pain, try to hide behind a song. Anytime I feel ashamed, I was told, do your best, don't complain. So many times I played through the pain. You give it all it takes till you break. You wanna show the world your strength, can deny your body aches. When you do it for the love, not the pride, till the pain starts to build up inside. Well, many times I played through the pain, try to hide behind a song. Anytime I feel ashamed, I was told, do your best, don't complain. So many times I played through the pain. when it gets so hard to lay down your guard. You wanna see who you truly are without hiding any scars. It takes all your might, put up a fight in a path you once loved, side to side. Well, many times played through the pain, try to hide behind a song. Anytime feel shame, I was told do your best, don't complain. So many times I played through the pain. Yeah, many times played through the pain, try to hide behind a song. Anytime feel shame, I was told do your best, don't complain. So many times I played through the pain. Well, many times I played through the pain. You know, many times I played through the pain.
Play through the pain. So, this song is a part of your most recent release.
Yes.
EP,
yes.
just back in August.
It's kind of a single, but yes, it's
Yeah.
got 5 songs on it.
Yeah, right. So take us through the process of writing that and the production and how you brought this all together.
I believe I wrote this song about a year ago, and I think I just started with just the idea, like, cause I mean, I don't know how many times I've heard that expression, play through the pain, which I usually think of like a coach yelling at his players. I'm not much of a sports guy, but so I just thought it'd be like a cool idea, anyways, you know, cause like obviously you're playing an instrument through the pain, but
We get blisters, we get
Yeah. permanent calluses for
Right.
sure on all my fingertips, and yeah, it just kind of and it's like, you know, it's more of like a ballad style than what we normally do, because like I like to definitely slow it down throughout all the foot stomping madness, because otherwise I'll get too tired. It's too painful. No, but and yeah, I mean, I've been recently over the last few years, I've just kind of like really taking my time. I mean, I always take my time writing, but even taking my time recording. So I think it was the beginning of this year, which we're at the end of this year now. We actually recorded some stuff for this song, just because our lead guitar player Nathan Michaud, he recorded on it as well, and I want to say that was back in January, and right, it wasn't released till August, so throughout those 6-7 months, just was like slowly coming back to it, re-record stuff, edit it, mix it different, and yeah.
Right.
And we work with this guy in Northern Mass. He does music videos with us. So this is one of the songs we recorded a music video for, and overall it's pretty well received. But we did another music video that's more of our foot stomping blues, and that was even better received. So it's kind of like we're constantly reminded to, foot stomp and get rowdy. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's been very impressive because you very consistently have been putting out music each year.
Yeah. I kind of stopped doing the album thing. That's kind of where I'm at the moment. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smaller projects. I think that's kind of a trend that I've seen
Yeah.
with artists in general, that people are focusing more energy on releasing singles, and maybe that's just because we all have like shorter attention spans now. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I personally still will listen to a whole album. I
Yeah,
just
totally.
don't think that's as common.
Yeah.
But I also just kind of had the idea, because like I think I only put out one single last year that like, over a period of time, you put out 4 or 5 singles, you can kind of pick out of that what might eventually
lead to something bigger.
lead to an album. And even like if that song was it's the title track of the single, that might not even be the song that's as well received. So you might pick one of the other songs and et cetera, et cetera. So
yeah,
that's kind of where I'm at. I kind of went to a place where like, when you're putting out all this music, like I'm the only one like putting the pressure and the deadline and when it has to be done. So you just like ease up, let it come more naturally. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's an age thing.
Yeah. Well, obviously this is still pretty recent, having been released in August, but have you started to think about the next project, or have you started recording everything already?
That's funny because that's what the next 2 songs we're going to perform, this is on a single that should be out before this year's over, probably by the end of December.
Very
and
exciting.
we did 2 music when we played Oktoberfest down in Cape Cod. On the way home, we stopped in Northern Mass, shot 2 music videos. We were like dead tired by then, but it was good to break it up on the way home, like instead of 5 hours straight. But yeah, I'm always kind of like thinking ahead in that way. And I mean, overall, as far as like putting so much content out, the professional music videos definitely get more attention and are more appreciated. So it seems like somewhat at a must at this point, or maybe it gives us like a little step up, or I don't know.
Totally.
I have fun doing it either way. So I've always been into like film and stuff too. So
yeah, very fun. Well, we would love to hear one of the new ones.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
This is a song. This is almost like an ode to how I used to live, just like a vagabond living out of vans. It also has that old blues roots feel. It's called Just a Lost Soul Searching for the Crossroads. Well, I'm just a lost soul searching for the crossroads. Off I go into the great unknown, where the sun meets the skies, where I lay my bones. I'm just a lost soul searching for the crossroads. White Wolf. Well, mama, I tried living at my home. I swear I might die living out on Rome. There's a fire inside that's burning my soul. Mama, I tried living at my home. just a lost soul searching for the crossroad. Off I go into the great unknown, where the sun meets the skies, where I lay my bones. Said I'm just a lost soul searching for the crossroad.
Just a lost soul searching for the crossroads.
That's it.
To come out soon, maybe before the end of the year. So exciting. So we are coming to the end of the show here, and we know you have one more song. But before we play that, we always like to give our guests the chance to promote themselves, tell us where we can find your music, connect with you, any upcoming gigs, all that jazz. So the microphone is yours.
Oh boy. Yeah, you can find everything at jacobgreenmusic.com. Probably the most active on Facebook or Instagram and YouTube, but yeah, all those, the jacobgreenmusic.com will connect you to all that stuff. I'm taking a bit of a break for the next 6 weeks, but
Yeah, you are.
yeah, my son's gonna be born in a week, so
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, congratulations.
Thank you.
He's going to be busy.
Yes.
I'm taking like after Friday, I'm off till basically New Year's. I'm supposed to be doing a New Year's Eve thing with Kramer and Kin. They're out of Alberg, Vermont, so it's like, just north of here. But they're like changing locations. So actually, they're collaborating with Burlington City Arts for a New Year's Eve thing. So off the top of my head, I think that's the next one I have. So got to get the single out before then, though. But yeah.
Yeah.
But things kind of slow down in general in the winter, and then they're crazy in the summer. So
Yeah.
May through October, that's the gig season, really,
Mm-hmm.
to really shove it all, cram it all together.
You have other busy plans to attend to for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. So
Well, great. We'd love to hear your last song then. So what do you have for us?
so this will be the title track to the next single, and I think I was kind of talking about this earlier, but yeah, this was originally written on the lap slide almost a year ago, and it just wasn't coming out right, So it's a different key, play it different, and as soon as I changed the tempo and played it this way, it just made a lot more sense. And I think Wolf was saying, "Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, we should." I think he liked this one pretty instantly. But we've been kind of playing both these songs all summer. That's another thing we like to do, is kind of test it out live before you.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we have the convenience of playing enough to test songs out. It's called "If the Spirit Moves, Let It Shine." The less I think, the more I feel. My instinct reviews will spill. And the more I know, the less I learn. And the more I'm shown, and the more I yearn. Well, the spirit's high and on the rise, so let it shine. Don't deny what is inside, just let it shine. If the spirit moves, let it shine. If the spirit moves, just let it shine. If the spirit moves, you never lose. You're feeling grooves are getting loose. If the spirit's high and on the rise, then don't deny what is inside. If the spirit's high on the rise, just let it shine. Don't deny what is inside, just let it shine. If the spirit moves, just let it shine. If the spirit moves, let it shine. Wow. Well, the less I think, and the more I feel, my instinct reveals what's real. And the more I know, and the less I learn, well, the more I'm shown, and the more I yearn. Well, the spirit's high on the rise, so let it shine. Don't deny what is inside, just let it shine. Yeah, the spirit's high on the rise, just let it shine. Don't deny what is inside, just let it shine. If the spirit moves, let it shine. If the spirit moves, just let it shine. If the spirit moves, let it shine. If the spirit moves, let it shine. We'll put that out before Christmas, you know, the spirit, right?
If it moves, let it shine. Well, Jacob and White Wolf, thank you so much for coming on the show. This was
Thanks for having us.
awesome. And it was great to catch up again, so we'll have to have you back as well.
We'd love to.
We enjoy it.
Yes. And listeners, thank you so much for tuning in to Rocket Shop Radio Hour here at Big Heavy World on the Radiator. I'm your host, Abby BK, and we hope you have a wonderful day or night. Next up, we'll have brunch in the studio, so make sure to tune in next week. But as for now, this has been Rocket Shop, and good night.
Hey.
Thanks, guys.
Yes, sick. Can't wait.